Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. In the last video, we finished off the third of the major missions down in whatever the heck it was called. And now we're going to go talk to the Seneschal. The nobles have gathered to be angry at me once again. There's been an assassination attempt on my life, which is very relevant considering yesterday's news. We're not going to get into it because we're not going to do that kind of channel, but very relevant. And what else? Oh yes, we also got what is her name? We got a new dwarfy lass, Sigrun. Sigrun is going to join the Grey Wardens.
Commander, many of the lords have gathered.
I can see that.
The Darkspawn have fielded armies, and the nobles want to know how you will protect them.
Good
Shall I
vibes.
assemble them, or do you need more time to strategize?
Well, let's get the joining done.
I'll make the preparations. From this moment forth, Sigrun, you are a Grey Warden.
A toast, then. To those who fell in Calharol. May I join them soon.
She's very good at talking with a mouthful of blood. A valuable skill for a Grey Warden.
You chose her well, Commander. She will wake shortly.
It's funny that none of them can die. And it makes sense, because you give them all this gear and then they fall over dead. You know, they're proper, fully voiced. This is interesting. This is something I found, right? This golem bit. I wonder if I found anything else. But I think it would be cool if they could die. Like, maybe if you show a lack of trust in them during a mission, or something like that. You know, they're not feeling good about themselves, they don't have that confidence, they don't have that strength, maybe they don't survive the joining. I think that would be more interesting. But also, I can see why it's not the case. Anyways, nobles. Alright, no one's allowed to... You just stand here. Just know that you are subject to my whims as you just stand here gazing into the abyss. Let's chat.
Commander, many of the lords have gathered. The Darkspawn have fielded armies, and the nobles want to know how you will protect them. Shall I assemble them, or do you need more time to strategize?
Assemble the men, we're going to war. I think I'm ready. I didn't get the rune I wanted, but it is what it is.
I will send messengers at once.
We're going to war.
We've waited enough. Those who are late will just have to be filled in.
Lord Edelbrecht, this is the commander of the Greys Council, not yours.
What will you do then, Commander? I've lost whole villages to the army of Darkspawn.
Can't give in to despair.
This is no...
Commander! Commander!
What is it, girl?
A Darkspawn army is within sight of Amaranthine.
Make her protect us. They're attacking the city?
Some of the Vigil soldiers are still there. She won't fall easy.
Our forces cannot move quickly enough, but a small band might make it in time.
But that's... suicide.
We must try.
You say this, we must try, and you're the one suggesting it, but we both know that you two are not going to be leading the charge. I'll go, who will defend the vigil?
Fighting a horde of Darkspawn with almost certain death awaiting? Don't even think of leaving me here, Captain.
Who do you want to take with you, Commander?
Justice.
As it should be. Our foes will pay heavily for their transgressions, this I swear.
Who else will you bring?
I'm sorry, Sigrun. Anders.
And here I thought I'd retire to the country with a plump wife and several nubile mistresses.
Me too, buddy.
I suppose it'll have to wait.
Who else will you bring?
Balana.
We will cut down all Darkspawn before us, and I will learn what they have done with my sister.
And so it is decided.
Don't you go dying on me, Commander. That's the Legion's job.
I'll make sure the Vigil's ale supply is safe. Leave a few Darkspawn skulls for me to kick in, right?
My family built that city over generations. Don't let it fall.
The rest of us will stay here. Make her protect you and hold you close, Commander.
So nice of them to arrange this suicide mission and then send me off on it. So generous. This is good. We've defended this Vigil's Keep well. It's going to hold well while we're gone, which is the main thing. Exciting day. but there's a cutscene, so I can't talk about it. It's not really an exciting day. Oh God, the children. Come on then, guys. So, what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, so I updated my OBS earlier. After neglecting it for, I will say, a very, very long time. Get bonked. And, I'm going to explain this more. So, there are two main ways that people, two main codecs that people use when recording on OBS. Codec just, oh, for God's sake, I want to talk.
Grey Warden, save my family. My family's in the city.
Please calm yourselves while I speak to the Warden Commander. Warden Commander, I am glad you arrived when you did, but I fear there is little that can be done now.
I need more of a nickname. Warden Commander's too long. It should be called, like, should be called Waco. Wacko. Can't be over, so what happened?
A couple of nights ago, a swarm of gruesome creatures emerged from beneath the city. They spread pestilence and destroyed everything they touched. Then at dawn, the other Darkspawn attacked. Warden Commander, it's too late. Amaranthine is lost.
Nonsense. Those new beasts are killed. The children. He doesn't care. No, the city still stands.
The buildings might remain, but there will be few survivors so long after those creatures appeared. Their corruption is so virulent. At least a quarter of the city succumbed within the first day.
Constable, there is a Darkspawn approaching, alone.
Archers, take him down!
Wait.
Peace. Do not be killing. Only talk. Architect has a message for Grey Warden.
We've been attacked by the Lost, right? Stand down, Constable.
As you wish, Commander.
The Mother's army. It marches to Vigil's Keep. She attacks now. The Architect, he sends me to warn you. You must save the Keep, then finish the Mother in her lair.
Why are you sent to warn us?
The Architect wishes to have the Grey Warden's trust. He does not wish to see the Mother succeed.
If we leave now, we may be able to make it back to the Vigil in time to save it.
And what about the Darkspawn here?
Soon, they will go to Vigil's Keep as well. The Mother, she wants the Keep destroyed utterly.
The Darkspawn has a point. We cannot leave with this other army hot on our heels. The Constable says the city is lost. I say we destroy it, burn it, and all the Darkspawn within.
Vigil's Keep will hold. I'm not going to give up on the sea.
Warden Commander, we have already lost Amaranthine. We can't lose the Vigil as well.
I have faith in the fortress I've built. Yes, let's do it.
The captain is right. Destroy the city.
Oh, you want to murder more humans? The wonders never cease.
Didn't you hear what the constable said? Or were you busy gazing at your navel again? There is no one left. We cannot afford to lose the Vigil and the Grey Wardens. And what humans are left here are lost anyway.
Do you really want more innocent blood on your hands?
No. I understand. Let us pray that the Keep can stand on its own.
No, no. If you stay, the Mother will get what she wants.
You fight with us, I'll show you mercy.
I will go. I will do as the Grey Warden bids.
Amaranthine, then. The Darkspawn are never disorganized on their own. Something must be leading them. If we eliminate the Darkspawn leadership, we can go about finding survivors.
Good luck to you. And make her watch over us all.
Now, there's only a handful of us. Are we going to make the difference of Vigil's Keep? We would, because I'm very talented. But, you know, I think we can justify saving the city as much as we can, rather than burning the whole thing to the ground. And Vigil's Keep is strong. We maxed out. Well, we got it the big stone walls, and we got everyone full armor. So I don't think we can do better than that.
See what you're made of.
So I have belief that we can do this. And I've got a Darkspawn friend. See, look, there's guards everywhere. Trying to get me to abandon everyone. I understand sometimes you've got to prioritize the lives you're likely to sell, but screw you, I'm going to save everyone, basically. Anyways, so I usually record in MKV, Petrovska, which is like a codec. It's a video format, like a wrapping for your videos. And the reason I record in MKV, well, okay, so the problem is, okay, now how do I say this? So I record in MKV because it is basically it records in fragments. So let's say your computer crashes mid-video, and you're recording in MKV, your video will be okay. The video can survive. It doesn't corrupt the entire video file because it's being recorded in bits, is how I understand it anyway. MP4, which is the classic video file type that I would usually use, doesn't record like that. So basically, I used to record an MP4 via OBS. And, okay, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, I think he distracted me. It's working very well. The problem with MP4, as I've experienced several times, is that if your computer crashes, then you lose the file. You just lose the save file entirely. Not the save file, you lose the video entirely. And several times it's happened to me that I've lost important videos. Are they all still distracted by this? I've lost important videos because they were recorded in MP4 and OBS crashed, or my PC crashed, or I kicked out the power cable or something like that, right? So you guys will be fine. I'll just move on without you. It'll be okay. They're still fighting down there. Am I actually? Yeah, they're just distracted for all of time and eternity. Anyways, so you lose the file. Now you record an MKV and that doesn't happen. If I'm recording in, let's say I was recording an MKV right now. If my PC crashes, I'm okay. You know, the file will survive. The video will survive. I'm worried that this is bugged. But the problem with MKV is lots of programs can't open MKV files. For example, I process my videos in Adobe Premiere, and you can't open MKV files in Adobe Premiere. So you have to... it's bugged, isn't it? Yes, it's bugged.
Warden Commander, we've received word of another wave of Darkspawn approaching the city. They will be here within a day.
We must prepare.
Most of the survivors are taking refuge in the Chantry. The militia has set up a base of operations there. You can rest and resupply there. In the meantime, my men and I will search for more survivors.
I'm glad we didn't burn the city down. I'm still confused why we only found one merchant. I don't remember talking to anyone who would have been viable.
Warden Commander, come quickly. The Darkspawn are still breaking through.
Sorry, I was having a beverage.
The inn. They're coming from the inn somehow.
Oh, the smuggling route.
May God bless you, Warden Commander.
Sorry, I've got a pint of pineapple juice. With lots of ice in it, and it's a glorious, glorious thing. Anyways, so the problem with MKV is MKV doesn't load into anything. Adobe Premiere, which is how I process my videos, does not handle MKV files. So what you have to do is, I can't even remember what it's called anymore. File. Basically, you can change an MKV to an MP4 in OBS. Oh, hey, Glasrick. So every time I record a video for YouTube, every single time, I then have to process it again through OBS. So you record an MKV to keep it safe, and then you process it into an MP4 so that you can load it into Premiere, right? This isn't a big deal, by the way. It's what happened to me today. So, So it's an annoying thing that takes, you know, it takes a bit of time, it can crash and blah, blah, blah. It's not a big deal, but you have to process every single video, and that's moderately annoying. However, they've added, via the latest OBS update, apparently it's been there for like a year, but for me it was today, when it actually updated. But the new OBS update added fragmented MP4, so it's MP4 that records in that fragmented split style, the same as MKV. Which means I can record an MP4, all the lovely MP4 universal workings, and the file will automatically work in Adobe Premiere without me having to convert the file afterwards. And that's it. Wait, how the hell did you die, Anders? I'm not going to pretend it's like a super big deal or anything, but it's nice. It removes like an annoying step of the process for me. And, oh, he's set to regret. He's just going to keep going until the entire city's empty. He's a lunatic. What? He's a good tank, though. I'll give him that. He is, and I say this with all the love in the world to Anders. He's a much better tank than Anders was. Wait, how did I just die? Right, well, I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem like Justice can die. So, that's something. I am Justice. I just died in one hit. I have no idea how. Was my health low? I want to go back and check that video. Come here, you. At least I can control Justice and not make him run off for a second while I actually get people resurrected. Yeah. He's a bit of a baller, it must be said.
Wounded. Do something about it.
Lana, where are you going? Can we all just chill for a second, please? Let me get Anders up, for God's sake. There we go. Crikey. Is that cunning? Oh, we can't have that, can we? I've got injury kits, I should actually use them. Anyway, so it just means I don't have to do that extra step, and yeah, I'm recording an MP4 and everything's safe. It's not a big deal, I just want to talk about it. It's my day. it's exciting for me. It removes a little bit of extra work. And often you kind of do the sort out thing, but it kind of makes the... Oh, do we need to go into Crown Online? It kind of... Because it doubles your audio, it doubles your video files. Sometimes things get a bit messy. This is just easier, really.
Off my back. Into these
That said, I am a little paranoid. I've not recorded a video in this format before. This is the first full video I'm doing. I did a little test, obviously. I'm not a lunatic, but never recorded a full video before. And that's a nervous time for YouTubers, honestly. Like, I don't know if this video will survive. I'm sure it will, but I don't see any reason it wouldn't. But you never do know for sure. These scrubs. Lost momentum, obviously, because I died. Gotta say, Justice really impressing me with his tankiness. Just stay here dying for half an hour. Come here, you. Enduring faith. Anyone else in here? They want me to go down to the smuggler's bed, apparently. Okie dokie. Well, if this is how they're getting into the city, that makes sense. The barkeep died. I'm a little sad about that. I can't remember his name. It's the barkeep. Stay back. Right. Diamond Mall. Oh, guess who's a caster? Come on, Anders, why don't you pop? Vengeance!
Let's see some blood.
It's not really that big a deal, because you know, look at us. Me and Justice between us are absolute... Oh, Flemeth's broomstick. Interesting. Quest updated. You killed the Darkspawn leadership and Darkspawn, but the Darkspawn still seek out. There must be someone remaining. Okay. Hey. You know, for an archer, you didn't really pay much. How's all this stuff? Did I not get this last time? Anyways, I'm always a little paranoid because you never do know. And I'd be very, very sad if this video didn't work. Actually, maybe I should save on another file just in case. I should have done that now, but it's too late now. I've committed to it, but that would have been the logical thing to do, to make an alternate save file just in case. Stab. He's a very good AoE tank. Now, it must be said, if we still had Alistair would also be a good tank in this DLC, right? Because we would just, I don't think Justice has anything special that makes him a particularly great tank. It's just, like, he doesn't have any Justice-specific abilities. But the... What is it called? Justice, where are you, buddy? It's the Guardian tree. The Guardian tree is incredible. It's nice to have a proper dedicated tanking tree, you know? And that's the reason why. Whoa! Armored Ogre Alpha. Where are my people? Guys? You see what's happening over here, right? And you go kill the caster. Anders, I know you're not going to kill it, but a little bit of help would be cool. Why can't I move? Oh, I wasn't in. You throw that out. Oh, resisted. Right, well, I'm going to go handle this thing. You guys all handle the ogre. How's that for a plan? I'm just going to assume they'll be okay without me. Will I be okay without me? Stop it.
Wounded badly.
Thanks for helping out here, guards, by the way. I'm just standing there, watch this happen. Oh, well, we've left Justice. Oh, they killed it? No, it's still there. It's so annoying to fight. Just bloody every 4 seconds knocks me over. And, no, maybe you won't resist it this time. Why can't I?
Consider it done.
Yeah, I didn't resist that one. If I actually hit him, he dies very quickly, but I just can't bloody hit him. Alright, let's take out this thing. Already got a mod for... So I did all my mod installations for Dragon Age 2 last night. Just to make sure they all... Well, to make sure I knew how to install mods, basically, and get all that sorted. I've already got one to remove the constant spell effects. I'm not dealing with it. I'll show you in the first episode what mods I've got, just so you know what I'm using. I should have done it with this game as well, really. Although this one I wasn't planning to mod, so... Oh.
Commander, the Darkspawn are retreating.
How's the keep fare?
We haven't heard much, but what we have heard is... not good. The Architect's messenger has given us directions to the Mother's lair. We must pursue her. Commander, what should we do with the messenger?
Let him go.
It shall be as you say. Make her watch over you, Commander.
Just in case. I mean, look, it's one Darkspawn. It's not really a worry, you know? So it makes more sense to me to let him go. And then if he turns out to be a dick, I'll kill him later. You know, that's fine. Good job, everyone.
Of your bravery will never be forgotten.
I mean, there's a lot of people here. I'm glad we saved the city. I just have to hope that the keep is okay. That's the only thing that makes me nervous. Cunning. God, we got a lot of cunning. I'm gonna be sad to lose this character. when the day comes. Dragon Age never has. One of the head writers for BioWare said at the time, it's something like, Dragon Age is never going to be about taking the same character through multiple games. It's about Ferelden. It's about the world and how each individual character shapes it, as opposed to one character's story in the way that Mass Effect was. So Mass Effect and this were, you know, at the same time, basically, so. Oh, what's that Blood Mage? Any cool abilities? For as long as it's active, Blood Mage sacrifices health to do spells. Sucks the life force out of an ally, healing the caster but killing the... Why do I want to do that? The blood of all hostile targets in the area boils... Okay, that's how they heal, actually. Severe damage. Blood Mage forcibly controls the target's blood, making the target an ally of the caster. The problem is, it's too late for me to get, like, all 4 of these, so I think I'm probably better ignoring them and picking up, like, Rogue Defense or something.
I apologize, Justice. I didn't mean to suggest you...
Well, we got +2 Constitution and +2 Spell Power from picking it up. It's worth doing. You basically take the points. Anywho, let's go kill our mother. Worried we'd be having a field day. Where are we? Dragonbone Wastes. Are you fighting against? Oh, you are. I'm surprised I can't fight with the Architect's lot. So why is the Architect on my side? Or seemingly on my side? I'm not really willing to trust that. At the end of the day, he's a Darkspawn. I feel like we have intrinsically opposing goals. Right now, any enemy of my enemy, the mother's clearly more of a problem because she's a little bit loco, but... Can you bloody stop? Nobody asked you to do this. I guess your mom did. Just chill there. Actually, such mama's boys, I tell you. What's with these armored ogres, anyway? They're incredible. They're very cool. It reminds me of Fade Walker. It reminds me of the trolls in Lord of the Rings. Look at this thing. What a beast. Fortunately, I'm much more of a beast. Well, fortunately for me, I suppose.
All right, all right.
Alright. I'm gonna pick... I will pick a nicer voice in Dragon Age 2, I promise. I promise. I do see a trap. I don't see how to click on it, so... I'll just chill here for a little bit, I guess. I'm just getting led in circles. Being ring around the rosies. Going down in circles again. Round in circles. We need to go down in a circle. Well, I'm not gonna expand on what I just did. This is a cool area. I mean, it's very final area, isn't it? The Dragonbone Wastes, all these... Like, personally, if I was going to have a flaming torch, I would put it inside a dragon's head. Why not? It just seems thematically appropriate. What have we got here? It's funny how unscared I am. Oh, that's a dragon. Okay, I'm more scared now. Things just changed. Things just changed rather dramatically. Is it just a straight up dragon? It is just a straight up high dragon. No wonder the game saved. I'm hoping we can use the opportunity. You're about to fireball a dragon, which seems inherently stupid, so I'm gonna make you Death Hex instead.
Is it time to kill something?
I'm gonna pop weak points. Turn off Shadow Form, so I don't care about that. We should Mark of Death. Okay, that is a lot of things on this dragon. Stop hitting me. Nerd. Oh yeah, I gotta remember with Death Hex, we automatically get backstabs, right? So we can just attack this thing from the front. Doesn't seem to last very long. Remember how hard dragons used to be? It is crazy. I know it's pretty janky, but it's still awesome. I still love it. Oh, black. Ooh. Ooh. No. No. No? Maybe. Those have potential. I gain 1 dex, I gain 1 cunning, I gain 4 willpower, which I guess means I get more stamina. I lose 6 defense, and I might wear those ones. I'm gonna wear the booze. What's Fade Walker? Oh, the mages. Do any of you want these? Sure. Okay. We just took down that dragon like it was nothing. Like it was just no. It was a slightly annoying fight because it kept stunning me and such, but that was about it. Nothing else to it. It's kind of wild. I'm well aware that we're gonna start. I mean, I'm hoping that when we play Dragon Age 2, I will be. The first 5 hours or so of this game did not go well. You know, I died a lot. It felt very difficult, and then I think we kind of, especially when we got Win. Kind of came into our own.
I'm glad to see that you are well, sister.
Oh.
Sereni. Oh, thank Mythal, you're still alive. What has the Architect done to you? Why are you with him?
The Architect is kind to me, and tender. And he has told me his plan. The Darkspawn are just like us. The Architect has freed them, and they search for a place in this world, just like the Dalish are searching. Everything he's done to help his people. You can respect that, can't you, sister?
This is crazy.
Sereni, they killed our friends, and so many others. Don't you remember?
I do. And this is why I must help them. They are like children come into the world with no understanding of what is good and fair. They have a bestial nature, but I've seen them overcome it. They just need to be shown how.
Come with us so you can tell the others.
No, I have work to do. The Architect is waiting for me. And for you. He will explain everything. You will see, as I have seen.
No, don't go.
But, I mean, I'd buy this a lot more if she didn't look like she was, you know, completely corrupted with Darkspawn influence. It doesn't make me think she's an impartial observer.
So you can get off my back.
Crystal. Tevinter runes are engraved all over this crystal. This is cool. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So the first 5 hours of this game, I was really bad. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. We got Win and things kind of started to come together. Helps having a healer. And, you know, you get used to the game again. I hadn't played in blah, 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 however long. It makes sense that you get better with time. And also as your character starts to pick up more skills and kind of develop into a full character rather than just a, you know, just a backstab machine, which is basically all I was. Wasn't even a backstab machine, I was using a lot more skills back then. Although I will say, if I had Mana Clash, if I thought to take Mana Clash earlier, a lot of the game would have been a whole lot easier. Oh, hello. But I'm hopeful in Dragon Age 2, whilst we'll have the same problems in that we won't really have a build per se at the start, things are going to be tougher. I'm hoping we've learned enough from this game that we do okay. That we don't have like such an awkward intro next time. I am going to play an entirely different class, as I've said.
Now better than later.
It feels so slow when I don't have momentum on. I think we're going to play a mage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find out whether warrior or mage is preferred in because we're playing Dragon Age 2 and now we're playing Inquisition, right? So I need to find out how people rate mage in Inquisition, how people rate mage in 2, and how people rate warrior in both as well. Because there's 3 games and there's 3 classes, so to me it makes sense to maybe try all 3, and that way each playthrough can feel a little bit more distinct as well, right?
I'll get on it.
That's my hope. I quite like the idea of playing a blood mage. That's where my head is at for Dragon Age 2 at the moment, that we're going to try a blood mage out. Will of the Unyielding. Yeah. So I'm quite excited about that. But maybe Mage in Inquisition is incredible, you know, and I really want to play Mage in Inquisition, in which case we'll play a Warrior in 2. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. We'll see how things go. As long as they change the running animation. That's the main thing, honestly. We cannot continue to run like this whenever we're in combat. It's unacceptable. I'm hulking. I'm hulking. I'm on the way. Oh, Lord, she's coming. She'll be coming down the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming down the mountain when she comes. It's a weird little song we could take very differently. She's coming down the mountain when she comes. If you want to read that as a lewd song, just think about how that would actually play out. And it becomes quite disturbing. Of course, things can just be good and wholesome.
I'll get on it.
Not everything has to be twisted and shoved through 20 layers of irony. Millennials, myself. It's a problem with, it's a major problem with my generation. Everyone talks about how each generation is weak or lazy and all this shit, and it's always nonsense. It's always nonsense. And I guarantee all the boomers are like, oh, this generation's the worst, they don't want to work, blurg, blurg. Their parents' generation said the exact same thing about them, so they can shut the fuck up. But each generation does have certain traits, and my generation, in particular, likes to shove everything through 20 layers of irony. You know, it's just how they operate.
And so we meet again. No, Uther. That is not how this must begin. I owe you an apology, Commander. When last we met, I intended to explain myself. Fate, however, intervened.
You experimented on me.
I restrained you, only to prevent the misunderstanding that occurred with the rest of your order.
A misunderstanding? Did you not attack the Grey Wardens?
I sent the Withered to ask for the Grey Warden's help. I should have anticipated that you might view our approach as an attack. I am rarely able to judge how your kind will react. It was most unfortunate.
You wanted help for what?
My kind has ever been driven to seek out the old gods. This is our nature. When we find one, a blight is begun. Each time we attack your surface lands and you fight back until we are defeated. To break the cycle, my brethren must be freed of their compulsion. For that, I need Grey Warden blood.
I was thinking, okay, making him compelling, making him sympathetic, and then he says he needs Grey Warden blood. And I'm honestly like, well, I don't think this is going to go well. How would you free the Darkspawn?
In order to become what you are, you drink the blood of my kind.
I mean, that's fair enough.
To transform. Similarly, we must transform. I have created a version of your joining that uses the blood of Grey Wardens. You take the taint into yourself. What we take is your resistance. That is how my brethren are freed. In your blood lies the key to their immunity against the call of the old gods.
I like my blood where it is, in my veins.
If this will stop the blight, isn't a bit of blood worth it? This is what my sister saw.
How do they change?
Once they are freed, the Darkspawn think for themselves. They speak, they act. Some, however, have reacted poorly. They are flawed and they rage against me. The Mother gathers them to stop me, as she seeks to stop you. I cannot defeat the Mother alone, and I cannot free the Darkspawn unless she is defeated. Our goals are the same.
Kill this creature now, lest it make things worse than they already are. Do what is right, and do not waver.
This is what my sister saw. An ally amongst the Darkspawn. This is an opportunity we cannot pass up.
Help me kill the Mother, and after it is done, I will leave to continue my work.
How did you become free?
I was born as I am, an outsider amongst my kind. Why? I do not know. Why do some of your kind become Grey Wardens? Why do some possess magic? I have no answers. My most flawed creation. Freedom drove her mad, and she has poisoned the minds of the others. She has influence with the ones who have not been freed, and she gathers them as an army. I do not seek to rule, my brethren. I only seek to release them from their chains.
I still do not know what I'm going to pick here.
And how would they know when the choice has been deprived of them? Without choice, there is only one path before them, and that leads to the blight. I believe there is another way.
Stealing blood isn't cool.
I thought it little different from your order's use of Darkspawn blood. We both do what we must in response to the blight. The first blood came from Uther, freely given. She was a Grey Warden, as you are, and joined us many years ago.
I am actually leaning towards killing him. For a few reasons. Number one, the blight doesn't seem to be that big a deal. The blight's very rare, right? The blight's like every couple hundred years or something like that. And yes, they go badly, but it's every couple hundred years. It's not a common occurrence. And the only reason there's Darkspawn right now and all this nonsense is because of him. You know, this is kind of his doing, right? He's the one who created the mother in the first place. If he hadn't been fucking around, the Darkspawn would have just stayed underground until they found the next Archdemon, and that would have taken ages. He's a Darkspawn, so I don't know if I can trust him inherently. The fact is, they've been freed, and they've proceeded to kill each other and kill me as much as they can. And thirdly, he needs Warden blood, and I don't want to commit... I mean, think about how many Darkspawn there are. Okay, so you can think of it as, yes, we take their blood, but I'm a human, so I'm an elf, but I'm always going to side with our side, the fleshy side. But, you know, there's like 7 Grey Wardens. There's not many of us. There's maybe more than 7. I don't know how many are in the order at this point. But there's not that many of us. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Darkspawn. The relative amount of blood needed is not the same. He seems perfectly reasonable. And I don't necessarily want to kill him, but I don't think I can help him.
No! The Architect is a visionary. Don't be foolish.
How very unfortunate. But I cannot blame you. You are as bound to your nature as we are to ours. I am sorry, Uther. It appears that I will not be able to keep my promise after all.
He seems very reasonable and everything, and I kind of feel bad about that.
You will have to forgive me, Commander, for fighting to preserve my destiny.
But just because he seems reasonable doesn't mean he deserves to not die. You know, they're not necessarily conducive. Mana clash. And also, this is bad, but the fact that Valana believes he's correct kind of makes me suspicious. I'm not sure how much I trust Valana's opinion on this kind of thing, so... Oh, we should throw on weak points. I haven't used my new fancy spell, did I? No. Next time there's like a group of enemies, we're gonna flicker. Stab him in the back. Stab him in the back. Stab him in the back. I'm gonna just get you healed up manually. Stab him in the back. Stab him in the back. Hey, how the Mario. Stab him in the back. Not sure how Uther died. I reckon I can stab him. No. Stun him. What's he doing?
Let's see some blood. And it sure won't be me.
That was easy. Belt of the Architect, 7 willpower, 7 spell power. That's not that exciting, that top one. But the belt's really good. Dogs Dodger. Strength 4, dexterity. Cool. Doga? As in Dogecoin? I'm gonna save. I've committed to the idea. Justice, do you want this? Yeah, I would say so. Or do you want that? No, I think I'm happy with that. And then let's throw Rose of the Architect on someone. Why does it say plus 50 stamina? Actually, let me just check. No, it does mean... It means mana. Oh, God. I don't know if I can put that on you, buddy. Where's Valana? Yeah, actually, Valana's is much worse anyway. There we go. That's more like it. What's the other thing I got? Oh, the belt. Yes, I mean, 7. That's crazy good. That's why Valana... But, I mean... Valana's sister is also... part of it, inverted commas, so I think she's at the very least a little bit biased, right? I'm not sure if I feel good about this. Again, like there are serial killers out there who seem reasonable. Unironically, there are serial killers who seem like you can chat to them and they just come across as lovely, normal people. Just because he talks in a soft voice and says big words and seems to have respect for the Warden does not mean we can let him do his nonsense. How much Warden blood is going to be required for his dastardly plans, you know?
No chance at all.
Constitution for you. Some stamina. Grab random things that we see, why not?
Now's better than later.
Take out the mother, right? I'll just get knocked over every 5 seconds. I have a roll. I'm not picky. Actually, I'm quite picky. I think one of my mages is getting bashed over here, so I'm just gonna try to help. Fight me, that's fine. Stop it. I mean, oh, for God's sake. There's too many stuns in this game, I'll say that much. It's too easy to get knocked down, knocked away, grabbed. There's just like a million things. Can we get a group heal in here, please?
Ready.
Oh, I only just survived that. That was very, very close.
Got it. Have at you. Excellent.
I really like these ogres. I think they look awesome. All these crystals I found. I don't know if we can take our stuff through again to next. Oh, no, we can. We can take our stuff through to the next DLC. So I guess looting and getting more gold is important in that way. Although I know the other DLCs aren't particularly long compared to this one. This is the big chunky expansion. It is a big chunky expansion indeed. As we drop deeper into the chasms of the earth. You have to do it in that voice.
All right.
I should really get rid of the sweep. The sweep is, it's not really doing it for me anymore. Come here, you.
All right. On your guard, Rex. Got it.
Bowl. Got my sound effects up. Anders. Pop that down there if you don't mind, buddy boy. Once again, my party is immensely slow to join in and actually assist me in any way whatsoever. You know what? That really does look like the perfect time to throw out a big old spell. Let's throw out an Inferno down there.
It will be done.
Bit unnecessary. It's just interesting to me because we relied so heavily on Blizzard in the main game and like the AoE control from Oregon, and that's why I was so paranoid about bringing 2 mages, because I think the heals and the Blizzard was so important for us to get through the main game. But in this DLC that just hasn't been the case. I think I could have swapped out. I think I could have done this DLC without healer, let's put it that way. I would obviously have to use pulses, but I'm not using pulses at all.
Now's better than looking.
I should have put the difficulty up a little bit, actually, in
Can I get you
retrospect.
a ladder so you can get off my back?
But just the control from the big spells hasn't felt as necessary. There hasn't been as many rooms, which... Oh, for Shale. But Shale's not in the DLC. What? That's interesting. Is that there just so I can take it through to the next DLC? Does Shale come back? Well, but there is a DLC called Golems of Angarak. That's the next one we're going to play. So maybe that's the idea behind that. That seems very weird, though. Maybe it's just a bug. The nest. Oh, that's Alright, guys, you ready? Let's rock out. It's our final challenge, probably. Look at her little wibbly waveling quadruple-breasted, no, octuple-breasted.
If it isn't the hero of the hour.
She's Octomom.
The slayer of the mighty father, come to claim a reward. Oh, what a delicious day.
They just get bigger and uglier, don't they?
This is the mother, surely. A disgusting thing of evil and hate.
Creators preserve us. I have never seen such foulness.
Am I not beautiful? Has the Grey Warden come now to slay the mother too? Will she join the father in oblivion?
Very perspective. Who's his father?
He called himself Architect, but that did not change what he was. He said he wanted to free us, but all he brought us was silence. Dreadful silence. But now the father is gone. The mother can take her children deep into the earth and care for them, safe and sound.
Until the next time you send them to attack us again.
Oh, the mother knows your ways. You will not let her be, no, not after what she's done. So it must end. It all must come crashing down! Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Jesus Christ. Didn't expect... I'll say this, I did not expect that at the end. I'm gonna throw on...
Now's better than later. Can I get you a so you can get off my back?
Let me slide her. Is that okay?
I'm tired of this.
Seems okay. Let's get a group heal out, shall we?
Direct me.
Die already!
Won't be defeated easily.
It's gonna be one of those fights. I.e. incredibly bloody obnoxious. This is actually going really badly. Bear with me. Not group heal. Where's your resurrect? What is this? Whatever. Where's the resurrect? She's definitely had it on her bars, so the character has taken it off her bars at some point. I'm telling you right now. And then that didn't work for some reason. Why didn't that work? Did she run out of mana? I don't know what's going on here, folks. I'm very confused. Right, you have a big potion. There you go. Nom nom nom. Okay, this didn't go off at all.
If you insist.
There we go. Right, Anders. Big potion for you, buddy. You're gonna have a little potion. You're gonna have a little potion. You're probably turning on a billion abilities that I don't want you to turn on, but it is what it is. I'm gonna throw a group heal. I do feel like I have to prioritize tentacles. I'm gonna pop a summer potion. I feel like they're all spawning quicker than I can handle them at this point in time. So many enemies. Who's got my cone of cold? It's you. Well, that's pretty good. Sorry, Justice. You understand. It's too many enemies, man. It's just too many. Go to the grubs first. The grubs are easy to kill. Kill the grubs. God, I miss momentum when I don't have it. Okay. Everyone needs mana again. You need health. I need momentum, please, for the love of God. Okay, and then I want to cast that. Can't spawn again. I just spent 1 billion years killing you all. Right. I need to start hitting her. I'm going to hit her. Everyone else can deal with everything else. Let's get another rejuvenation out. Oh, man. There's so many of them. What is going on? And every single one of them can take you out of the fight entirely, you know? Alright, I'm going to just try to kill absolutely all of them. And then hopefully we can establish a better baseline to work from. Getting a lot of XP though, everything else. Okay, there we go. Right. This fight. No, don't do that. Oh, we died. Shit. Okay. God, just got wrecked. It's gonna be fine, folks. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Did I miss? Where's Justice? You see it, right? Yeah. Hope you're pop, buddy. Can I get mass again? Nope, not yet. What about on you? No, still no. Okay. You just pick him up again. Right, do I have any... I don't think I've got like a protection spell is a problem. I just can't keep him alive. He just gets picked up and then he dies. Now there's more goddamn grubs. This is a nightmare. Justice, where are you? Where is he, sir? Right, there's no more revives left though, so... Oh, didn't that work? I swear, what they'll do is they'll bloody... I'll tell them to do something, and then I'll click away, and they'll just do their own thing instead. They'll just ignore me, and then they'll burn all their mana, and they won't have enough mana to do the thing that I've told them to do, you know? Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about, folks. Nothing to worry about. Horrible fight. Horrible fight. I need to get Falana protected a little bit more over here. Right, you need to big ol' pot. Big ol' heal pot. You. Big ol' pot. You. Big ol' pot. Me. Stab, stab, stab. Not even done much damage. That's the problem. I've done nothing to her at the moment. Alright, let's get him some stamina as well. It's part of the problem. He doesn't have any stamina, so we can't use his defensive abilities. No, don't not do it just because she knocked you over. Like, get up and then do the thing I told you to do, you know? It's a hard fight, which is weird. There hasn't really been any hard fights, but this one is... It's a bit of a challenge. Okay, right. She's stunned, so we want to get Death X out. Get as much damage in as we can, which turns out to not be that much at all. Oh, I kind of just want to ignore the grubs this time and just focus her down. Yeah, this is right. I should have done this ages ago, honestly. What was Justice doing with his arms? Oh god. After the deaths of both the Architect and the Mother, nearly all the remaining Darkspawn fled back into the Deep Roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Can I just say that was a very anticlimactic end to the fight? It was a decent... It wasn't a great fight, but it's an okay fight. But the end was just... I'm just going to stab her in the face and then we're going to walk away. Although some of the Architect's disciples likely escaped into the Deep Roads with the rest, they have, so far, shown no inclination towards vengeance against the Grey Wardens who killed their saviour. Yet the Deep Roads remain plagued by the Darkspawn, and it seems certain that in time another blight will begin. The danger may have passed for now, but the cycle of the old gods continues. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses of Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aidan and his men were able to distribute the smugglers' goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in the Battle of Amaranthine, struck out on his own. The city soon buzzed with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travellers in danger. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of Darkspawn disease emerged. No one connected the two. This just reminded me, by the way, what happened with the Dark Wolf. I paid him 50 gold and he disappeared. He just buggered off. The war devastated the farmholds of the Arling, but the land survived. In time, opportunity would attract settlers from other regions as always. Dirk, one of the pranksters behind the Blight Orphans scam, was fortunate enough to survive the battle. The unconditional generosity of the Blight Orphans' mysterious benefactor inspired him to establish a legitimate charity dedicated to children orphaned in the attack. His sweetheart, Malice, eventually bore him 2 rascals. Vigil's Keep stood alone against a horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls... Bloody Nora, I can't talk today. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen Darkspawn before they died. The Vigil held one night, then 2, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The Keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon, Vigil's Keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Voldric Glavenok stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defences were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Some nobles claimed the Grey Wardens... Some nobles claimed the Grey Wardens were involved in Ban Azmarel's disappearance on the eve of the final battle against the Darkspawn. Dark whispers hint a conspiracy to oust the Wardens from the Amaranthine was still intact. Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheepherder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. The commander's blade, Vigilance, crafted from the bones of an ancient dragon, was boldly stolen by Antivan crows. Oh, that's, it's not justice. The blade changed hands many times thereafter, with some master swordsmen pursuing the weapon their entire lives. Some claimed this legendary blade had a life of its own, and power is steadily growing. Dworkin Glavenok further refined his lyrium sand explosives, but left the Warden's employ after Qunari mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the Dwarven Bombardier took the secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. The Vigil soldiers, wearing the distinctive silverite armour that Master Wade crafted, came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of the Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Valana and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. And the massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighbouring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wending Wood a wide berth, but both sides know that at some point the elves will return for revenge. A few years after Kal Hirol was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Tig. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Kal Hirol was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Kal Hirol off all Darkspawn. That's a hell of a route. Making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Kal Hirol was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. Well, that's great. As promised, Voldrick and Dworkin presented Orzammar's Shaper with a stone marker that told of how Kal Hirol's castless had taken up arms against the Darkspawn. The commander of the Grey was invited to Orzammar as a guest of honour at a feast commemorating the defenders of Kal Hirol. The Shaper read the names of the castless off the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone as befitted warriors of their stature. That's nice. Bloody Nora. There's more than this than there is in the default game, man. In time, the Arling began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly, settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin and thus the area still dangerous, but the people only cared there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and another by an Orlesian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages, but when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the Commander of the Grey his time with the Grey Wardens was over. And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order, even after the Wardens were his home and his lasting companions. Ah. Valana never saw her clan again, but neither did she forsake her Dalish culture, nor her sharp tongue, nor her quick temper. Valana's interactions with other Grey Wardens changed her opinions of humankind significantly. Shortly after the Mother's defeat, Darkspawn stragglers who still remained on the surface attacked a human village. Valana was the only warden nearby and defended the village single-handedly. She did not sneer once. Valana scoured the Mother's lair for signs of her sister, but it was as though Sarani had vanished into thin air. Valana blamed the Warden Commander for choosing to kill the Architect, certain that the Architect would have released her sister if he lived. This remained a source of friction for as long as Callian and Valana knew each other. Nathaniel managed to survive the battle at Vigil's Keep, leading a spirited defence in the last minute to protect his family home. Their ferocity impressed many of his fellow soldiers, who hoisted him to their soldiers and paraded him around the courtyard when the battle was done. Doesn't have the mod installed. After spending a number of years with the Wardens, Nathaniel realised the life was not for him. He disappeared from the barracks one evening, off to seek fortune outside Ferelden. Once the Darkspawn threat was ended, justice left the Grey Wardens to pursue other injustices. Years later, he appeared on the doorstep of Kristoff's widow and, smiling, simply dropped dead. Aura finally had a body to mourn. If the spirit itself remains alive, it has not shown itself. It was Sigrun who led the charge against the Darkspawn when Vigil's Keep was attacked. Once again, she had an army behind her, and once again they fought Darkspawn with no hope of survival. This time, Sigrun did not flee. At Vigil's Keep, Ogryn rallied a last-minute defence of the gate, taking on 2 ogres simultaneously to allow others to regain the courtyard. Oh, God. He eventually passed out. I thought he died. He eventually passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover he had been credited as a hero. Ogryn continued to regale young Warden recruits with takes of his prowess in both battle and bed. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather attempt a joining than lift another mug. Falsey returned to Vigil's Keep several times to see Ogryn, usually bringing their toddler as well. Ogryn's inability to act seriously warned her, however, and her visits dwindled, then stopped altogether. If Ogryn missed her or his child, he never showed it. We never did his mission. That's kind of sad. I only just realised. We just didn't. I think if you don't take these people in your party, because the DLC is so much shorter and we don't have all those gifts we had access to, I think it's quite difficult to get people's friendship high enough. As for the saviour of Ferelden, she did not remain as commander of the Grey for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, the blight well and truly over, time to move on. Some claim the commander reunited with the red-haired bard known as Leliana, my beloved, and that they adventured together still. The pair are spotted together in Denerim a year after the blight's end. No matter the truth, the commander never did return to Vigil's Keep. God, that was a lot of talking. Far too much talk. You wouldn't think I do it for a living, but Jesus Christ. Right. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Dragon Age Awakening. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I thought I would have liked to see the Architect and the Mother folded more into the overall narrative, because it felt very much like the Mother was in like 2 cutscenes, you know. I think if you just established early that she was like the main threat, and then the Architect came in as like this extra thing, I would have had the Mother responsible for like all 3 main quest threats, really build her up as this primary antagonist, and then posit the Architect more as a savior, not have him capture us, to make that choice a little bit harder, maybe. But I really enjoyed it. So, 2 DLCs left to do. We're not doing Darkspawn Chronicles because they're stupid, but we are going to do Golems of Amgarak, and we are going to do Witch Hunt, and we're going to do it in that order. Golems and then Witch Hunt. So we can import our character. Now, I don't believe these are nearly as long. I think these are 2 or 3 hours each, maybe. So we are very much at the beginning of the end. But next video, we will begin Golems of Amgarak. I will see you lovely folks there. Thank you for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.